Hey there, gang. How's it going? Look at this. I've got my headphones on, so that must mean we're going to do a little demonstration in Audacity. And what I've got for you today is we're going to do a little mock production, okay? A little commercial. So what I've done here is I've recorded a spot for Nike. I made it up. This is not real, okay? So I wrote the script, I recorded, and this is just a demonstration, okay? Wow. There we go. So let's have a listen to what we've got here. First of all, let me tell you the setup. Okay, this is audio only. I guess video could be used for this, but we're treating this as audio only. And and it's a guy running and probably thinking internally as he's running. Okay, so let's listen. Pre-dawn, the time I dedicate just to myself. No errands, no office banter, no juggling the kids' schedules. Just me, the fresh air, the ground under my feet, and my body, pushing through the fatigue that sets in after about 20 minutes. This time is for me. Nike. Okay. So that is the voiceover. Now I want to add a couple of other audio elements. First thing I want to add, is a sound effect. So I'm going to come up here to File, scroll down here to Import Audio, click on that. Where I'm looking for this is in my Downloads file because I just downloaded this sound effect from Pixabay. And here it is, Running on the Road. Double click on that, and now when you import something, typically the Audacity will automatically squeeze the timeline so that all of the new track can be seen on your computer screen. So I'm just going to zoom in again here, come back to the beginning. Now let's see what this sounds like here, right from the beginning. Pre-dawn. Okay, already. To me, that's a little fast. So I'm gonna highlight this whole track and I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. So I'm gonna come up here to Effect, change tempo. I'm going to reduce this by 5%. So I'm gonna type in -5. I'm gonna hit Apply. Now let's listen. It's a little slower. Pre-dawn. Pre-dawn. The time That seems like a better speed. Pre-dawn. Yeah, we'll roll with that. Okay, so let's also bring in some music. Also, I like that the running. I like that this sound effect is low enough in volume so that it's not super present. I want it to be atmospheric, and I think at this point I'm not going to mess with it. Now let's bring in some music. Once again, we'll come here to File, scroll down to Import Audio. This time, I am looking for a certain track that I've already sort of predetermined that I want to use. So I'm going to go to my Audio Files file and go to my sample music file, where you'll see I've got tons of files of music, plus a bunch of single tracks. And the one I want is right here. A story unfolds. Okay, once again, it has filled up the whole screen, so I'm going to zoom back in again. Oops. There we go. Come to the beginning. Now, see, it's a very mellow track. Again, I want atmosphere here. And I don't think I want the music to come in here. I want it to come a little later on in the track. I want just the sound of the shoes hitting the pavement and the thoughts of the narrator. So I'm going to move this down in the timeline, and I think no juggling the kids' schedule. I think I want it to come in right where he starts talking about, this is just his time. So let me see. It was somewhere in here. No juggling the kids' schedules. Just me, the fresh air. Right there. Right about here. Let's try that again. No juggling the kids' schedules. Just me. The fresh air. Maybe a little later. No juggling the kids' schedules. Just me. The fresh air. Right where, see, right where this, I start speaking there, that's where that first chimes in. Kids' schedules. Just me. The fresh air. The ground under my feet. And my body. Pushing through the fatigue that sets in after about 20 minutes. This time is for me. Ooh, I like that. I like the way it swells just as I'm saying it's... This time is for me. Yeah. Nike. Ooh, that last note coming in there is kind of nice too. That would be... See, we're right at 30 seconds at this point here. So, so I'm going to zoom back out, and I'm going to highlight this, all this after 30 seconds, and I will, there's a lot of it here, and I'm going to delete it. Coming back to this area here, I'll zoom back in. Now this is going to be a little high in volume. This time. Minutes. This time is for me. That's a little high in volume. So but I like the volume of the rest of it. I like the volume as it's coming in right here. Just me, the fresh air, the ground under my feet, and my body, pushing through the fatigue that sets in after about 20 minutes. This time is for me. I think that's a little too loud. So I'm going to use this tool right here, which is called the multi-tool, right up here in the box of tools. So what this does is it allows you to set the, well, it does various things, but what I use this for is I use this to set the amplitude level right here. That's at maximum. Then I drop another set of pointers right here, and this will allow me to bring down the volume of just this section. It'll leave this alone, but it'll bring down the volume of wherever I plant this, and lower the amplitude of just whatever I set it for. I could drop another set here and bring it back up again, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to leave it at this amplitude. I'm going to go back to my selection. So what is this called? The selection tool. Okay, so let's see how that sounds now. After about 20 minutes. This time is for me. Nike. Okay. Now, I also have to, I'm going to zoom back out again, and I need to delete this much of the running sound effect because we're going to be right at 30 seconds. And actually, what I want to do is I want to trim a little tighter because 30-second commercials are rarely exactly 30 seconds. So I'm going to trim off that much more just to give a little space. Okay, so I'm at about 29. Actually, that was probably a little too much that I trimmed off there. Let me undo that. Undo, delete, and zoom in a little more. So I'm going to go at 29.5. So there and there. Okay, so here's the end. Nike. Now, we don't just want it to stop there. We want it to fade out. And so I'm going to start the fade pretty much right after the last part of the narrator, right at the where the narration ends. So I'm going to come up here to Effect, drop down here to Fade Out. Then as you can see, all of the, not sure if you noticed that, I'm going to undo my effect, then redo it. Boom. Nike. Yeah. So that's how it'll end. I'm not going to touch the sound effect of the running. That will continue at the same volume. So that is present from the beginning to the end. That's the thing that remains constant throughout the whole thing. Now I'm just making this up. I'm just using my own creativity or whatever, my own ear for this demonstration here. So let's listen to the whole thing now. Okay. Right from here. Pre-dawn. The time I dedicate just to myself. No errands. No office banter. No juggling the kids' schedules. Just me, the fresh air, the ground under my feet, and my body, pushing through the fatigue that sets in after about 20 minutes. This time is for me. Nike. That's it. That sounds kind of cool. I like it. I like how this turned out. Now, of course, this is just an example of how to play a little bit with sounds, amplitude, volume. Honestly, the narration of this I recorded earlier, obviously, and I cleaned it up and added a little bit of compression on it just to, make it sound nice and full. But anyway, I just wanted to give you that little bit of a demonstration there. I love this kind of thing. This is I love this kind of, I love production work. That's why I produce demos and that kind of thing. Anyway, just a few tips to kind of get you going. So practice with this kind of stuff. Download music, add it to your narrations just for fun, just to kind of get a feel for what all this kind of stuff is about. And hopefully you'll find it as much fun as I do. I love this kind of stuff. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to add them down below in the comment area. And other than that, take it easy.